right up there.
Miles and miles away, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about 7-8 miles over there.
Yeah, I can see it on the camera now. Yep.
And then here. And you're looking, well, the trees are holding it back now, but you're looking about over there 30 miles straight across where the lake is. And all it was here was water right out in the middle of this bay.
Right.
And the rest was alkali flats. When the wind would blow, if you're on the tractor and it come in from the southwest over there, we'd just be white. And you'd just
with all
turn
the
white
salt.
from that alkali. Oh, that was horrible.
So it must have a lot of salt in it.
Oh yeah, there's the salt content's quite high, but the fish are able to live in it now.
I don't know, that's what the Canadians are complaining about, the water going up, because it's...
Is the salt, high salt content.
Yeah.
They're afraid that it will affect their water, which
It might.
I can't see how it would, but because by the time it gets up there, that salt's got to have settled out.
Yeah.
Right here.
There's an island out there, Cape
and that's
Grafton.
where the railroad got all their rock to build their...
Oh, for the ballast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the railroads.
Yep.
And there used to be a ferry on this thing, the Mini H. We'll see that when I take you back to town. But they would dock up here in Creel Bay, which we're looking straight into here.
Yeah.
And then they would deliver, because like I said, that was the island. There was no roads, of course.
Yeah.
They would come in then over to Fort Houghton here, the ferry would, and then go back out around Mauvais Coulee and clear over to Church's Ferry, the city. If you might have seen that on a map. But anyway, over there.
Yeah, I saw that there was a road that's now submerged going to some island.
Well, that's Graham's Island,
Graham's
that
Island.
one.
That's it.
Because Devil's Lake was a bunch of islands in those days.
Yeah.
Well, and would be today, except for the roads that were built up in the dry years.
Mm.
So it's like I said, there was a ferry on this lake that's how they got back and forth to the railroad, which came to Devil's Lake, then, the city.
What's that big building over there?
That's the casino that we came
Oh,
back.
that's the, okay.
And this is called Sully's Hill, and it's one of the higher points in the region.
But the lake's all 20 feet higher than the town.
Well, about that, yeah.
So
That's what the dikes are holding back. But I talked to one engineer a few years ago, and he said, you know, you can only keep pushing this lake back so long till we push it out farther west, and it'll start coming down the ditches on Highway 2.
yeah,
And you can only play with Mother Nature for so long. So he says, somewhere along the line, that water has got to either be let out on its natural course, which I would love to have seen, clean out the east end and let the water go on through. And that's what the Native Americans wanted.
yeah.
They said, let the water go through where nature said. Well, we got dikes and roads and
Towns and all sorts of things down there.
land farmers over there, so they've diked it up and it's pushing it back to the west again, and eventually it'll come back east. It'll find the low spot and come in.
Now they're having a lot of trouble at the moment up in the Himalayas and places like that with the glaciers all melting.
That's what I hear.
And creating all these dams, which are then bursting. There's a team of English and probably American engineers up there
Right now, it was
draining all those
I
lakes.
read that or heard it on National Geographic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I say, the lake means a lot to me because when I was a little boy, there was just nothing here.
Yeah. Well, it's been on my list for years to come and see.
Oh, I'm glad to have you, Sean.
The Peace Garden State. You've got Peace Garden State on there, and a man was standing there with a rifle and two big jets flying up next to him.
Pardon? I don't hear well.
You call it the Peace Garden State, and you've got a guy with a rifle.
Oh, a Minuteman.
And two jets next to him.
You want me to tell you why? That NG stands for National Guards,
Oh, okay.
and that's a special license plate.
Right.
That isn't the North Dakota plate.
Yeah. It just seems out of sync with the Peace Garden State.
The regular.
Oh, okay.
And it's all made out of flowers, the face of it is.
There's a clock like that in Melbourne. Well, it's not 50 feet though.
Well, this is enormous, and it's
Yeah.
quite a thing to see. But like I said, it's up in the Turtle Mountains, so it's hard to get at.
For the peace between Canada and
Yeah, and
the USA.
some international thing was signed up there. That there would never be a conflict between Canadians and the United States.
I think it was after
Although
the
we're
war.
very close to it right now.
Yeah.
But then, like, I have a guy, too bad you weren't here coming in next week. Carl Poole, he's from up north of Winnipeg.
Ah, yeah.
And he stays with me once or twice a month. And he tells me the only reason the Winnipeg people are, and it's basically the Winnipeg people are against this water, is because they're trying to get money out of the United States to build a sewage treatment plant. Because they let their stuff run out there in a field someplace,
Right.
lagoon. When it rains, it runs into the Red River, and he says, as far north as you can see, turds are floating. And he says, if those communists, and that's what he calls them, this Mayor Doer that's raising all the hell, he says, yeah, if those communists just get the hell out of there, he says, everybody'd be happy.
I take your body. You are on a journey, but baggage is too heavy. You can leave your legs behind you. You will learn to fly. You can leave your arms behind you. You will touch the sky. You can leave your head behind you. You are thought itself. You can leave the rest behind you. You are breath itself. Now you are naked. There's no one here to judge you. See the clear light shining high above you. Though you float within the silence, you are not alone. For the power of your being keeps you flowing on. Look upon yourself only with compassion. Strip away the shell, hiding your perfection. For your past was full of darkness. Now the past is gone, and your life is starting over. It has just begun.
terrible worse,
Oh yeah.
and it's become international. Yeah, it's a little sore. So I get a little upset when I hear the protesters and the dummies talk. I've been called, you're ex-military. Hey, I don't want to go to war. I don't want to shoot anybody, and I don't want anybody shooting at me.
Yeah, but that's the trouble. They
But
will
I don't
shoot
want
at you.
anybody coming after they just killed 3,000 people of ours.
So this whole town is about 20 feet below the level of the water in the lake. If it burst, this would all be flooded. Well, not about to burst yet, but that's why they're draining. For Dad's sake, I probably should drop in there and have a word. Knights of Columbus, it's the Southern Cross, the same. They're all locked anyway. Church might be open now. Right issue. First it is. Donald's Family Furniture. The same McDonald's.
Howdy. Let's look back here and see.
Just this summer there was an Australian couple.
Yeah.
I was up at Rugby. I went into the museum up there. I was the first Australian to go in there for about 3 years.
Is that here? Roxby Downs, South Australia.
Oh, Roxby Downs. Okay. That's up where mining is for uranium.
Here.
Yeah, the biggest uranium mine in the world. So I come by train, because I wouldn't want to come by car, driving on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah, that would be, yeah, that'd be just bad if I went over there, because there's a very good chance I'd hit something.
And not a kangaroo.
Yeah.
That looks quite interesting.
Buckwheat-itis are basically the same knowledge we're doing. There's
1906.
kind of an unusual transmission in it that I find kind of fascinating. You come from maybe you have snow?
Yeah, we do have snow sometimes.
Same type of system that goes, it drives my snowboard, runs this thing.
Oh, okay then.
This further it slides out, the faster you go, and then you go back down towards the center, and when you go over center with this wheel, you go in reverse.
Yeah.
Twin snow. It was last run in 1989. I thought a few times about starting it up in here again. I tried to turn it over one day and I couldn't turn it. So I don't know if it's
Yeah, things seize up in them sometimes. Engines do that. Coins. Yeah. Well, let's have a look upstairs, whatever upstairs is.
Yeah, Native American things I'm very sure. You're talking about the Aborigines. How accurate is Australia?
And that quickly
Meets up with this, they hire him because he's a heck of a shot.
Oh, I remember. No, I've seen that. I've seen
the
that.
guy
Yeah.
wants to kill Aborigines.
Yep, I saw that. That was probably pretty accurate for those times, last century. Yep. They used to.
About 3 weeks ago or something. He
Yeah.
was looking at the floor in there. And he said, "My God, I've never seen anything like this. It's trosilite." I'm not even sure I pronounced it right. He said, "I've never seen a building where there's no cracks."
Well,
This is built. The gentleman that built this knew the difference between a saw and an axe. Everything fits. You never know.
that's where my $2 has gone. turn the lights on. The old trains. Oh, hang on, what's this one?
There's some very old things in here.
Yeah.
This lady used to live, her father had a clothing store exactly the block west of here.
Right.
It's an exercise place now. And there's a picture over there of it, and then a man by the name, who works for the School for the Deaf, a man by the name of Mames and Barrett added onto it later. And it was kind of a mini opera house. Little like old things. That's her dog Fanny. Fanny was kind of a German Shepherd type of thing. I remember her. My parents live out at Lakewood.
It's like a couple of spaniels to me.
No, it's a Shepherd. It was a
Shepherd?
big dog, yeah.
Yeah.
And she died first. I've had that asked 24 times since I started here.
Mm.
Then they had to farm Fanny out. But they had some marvelous things. Some of this dates way back. And Lil was the type of lady who would, she never, like I said, she never married. And, but she had all these collectibles in this little house. And when she ended up in the nursing home, the state took a lot of them
Oh, right.
to pay for her bills.
Yeah.
But fortunately, these few things survived.
I like that old heater there. It's a beauty.
Pardon me?
The old heater.
Oh, yeah, this.
It's a beauty.
Yeah, there's steam heat in here.
Yeah. Steam heat's great.
And it,
Well, we don't use it in Australia, and we should. We use it much.
no, it gives off the weirdest. We had a couple in here, and of course, like I said, this is our ghost room.
Oh, this is the ghost room, okay.
And I had a couple in here, and they first thing they walked in the door, they painted. We want to see the ghost room. I said, all right, we'll go up there. Well, the guy was looking out in the hall, and I was going to show the lady where it was. She wasn't over that far behind me.
Hmm.
She would not leave me. And I came in, and of course, in the wintertime, when it's real cold, these windows, they shrivel a little, and they whistle, and the radiators bang. And she says, what in the world was that noise? I said, geez, I have no idea what it was. The radiators banging. And I said, well, I said, just enjoy the old things that are in here. And I turned around and walked out, and I got out about the middle of that hall. I looked, she was right behind me, about that far. She wasn't
Oh, well. And this is the courthouse.
This is absolutely, there was a little pork barrel that went on here. I don't know if
Yeah.
you're familiar with that. Somebody that,
Bribery, we
Well,
would call it.
Teddy Roosevelt was the president for about 1901 to 1989.
Yeah.
Anyway, he had a friend who was a senator from
Well,
Devil's Lake here.
well, pork barrelling is actually just fattening the budget up and spending it
Yeah.
in your own district.
And,
That's what it
well,
is.
anyway, he said, we need a federal building here. Hansborough said. Teddy says, okay. This was supposed to go someplace else. Jim knows exactly where. But here it is. And what's so unique about this is everything in here is oak.
Oh, okay.
It's called 5/4 oak. And if you notice, if you look at the bottom, every beam is the same way. If you look at the bottom, follow all the way to the top.
All right.
There are no seams.
Right.
Every one of these, it's cut out of, in other words, it's cut with a sawmill, it's cut out of one tree. And they had an estimator in here quite a few years ago, and he estimated the woodwork in here between $3 and $4 million.
Mm.
But it's all 1 1/4 thick. It's not, this is not veneer.
My brother would like this. He deals in antique furniture.
No, yeah. They had talked one time, somebody told me that they had talked about veneering it out, selling the wood. I guess a few members on the board just about had a nervous breakdown.
I would think so.
Don't leave it the way it is.
It'd be like in Victoria if they wanted to interfere with the upper house of the Victorian Parliament. The upper house is the most ornate upper house of anywhere in the world, and it's all done in classical Greek statues and classical Greek lines. And it's got all this gold leaf all over it, and it's real gold leaf, worth millions and millions, I would think. And it was because it was all built during the Victorian gold rush,
Yeah, yeah.
and they just used all the gold.
The lights in here are not original. The original ones you'll be able to see in a picture down there.
Oh, okay.
These were put in during World War II.
Oh, well.
And we're starting to feel the age of them. And a little trouble with them now once in a while.
Oh, okay then. Chattanooga. Oh, okay.
Oh, Chautauqua.
Chautauqua.
Chautauqua. It's a,
Chautauqua.
well, I don't know. Some people call it a cultural organization. There's several in the country. They have notable speakers and notable musicians and things along that line. And it was out at Lakewood. I could take you out where it was.
Is this sort of a religious community?
No, it's not really based on religion. It's all on culture.
Oh,
And they had a little train ran out there
yeah.
until cars got a little more popular.
That always happens. And then,
The train is another story. And we managed to acquire that. And this is a kind of a falsehood. And everything. Meeting in Creelsburg. That's Devil's Lake.
okay.
Herbert Creel founded this. He was a Union cavalry officer and got kind of involved here, make a long story short. And Jim Hill, who was president of St. Paul, Minneapolis, and Manitoba, or in Great Northern, or what you wrote on today, or whenever,
Yeah, last
the
night.
St. Paul, or the Burlington Northern Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Said, we're changing the name of the town. Those two never got along. So Hill changed it to Devil's Lake.
Oh, I think Devil's Lake's a bit better than Creelsburg.
The lake got its name from the bad water.
Oh, something about the Indian.
Yeah, that's where it came from. See, originally Minnewacan, but when the glaciers came down here, they kind of squashed. This is Stump Lake. That's kind of a, it was Stump Lake. It was kind of like a big bulldozer. And they left a moraine in the south end. You know.
Yeah.
And of course, water comes in here, but has no place to go. Except now it's running in from the channel into Stump Lake and eventually end up into the Cheyenne when it gets so high.
Oh, okay, so that's where they're trying to drain it to at the moment. Yeah.
Pulling the urinal over here. Anyway, it's gone through this cycle countless times since the glaciers left here. And everybody, all the politicians said, it's not going to come up, it's not going to come up. That was 30 feet ago. And here it is.
Oh, the Chautauqua, yeah.
The Chautauqua. And he acquired a lot of land around there, and he was sharp enough to start this thing with Chautauqua. Because in a few years his boat was gone. The lake had gone down already. They couldn't get into Lamar Bay because the water level had gone down too far. And this is what they call Pelican Point. You don't see it on this map. But they built a bridge across there. Well, they couldn't get there, and then pretty soon it got too shallow to get over here. By 1908, 1909, that was the end of the boat. They had little ones ran back and forth for countless years there. And they still do.
Was a big medicine man, and he came to terms with General Custer out wherever, because General Custer was the agent for the drug companies and wanted to push ordinary drugs.
Well, I never heard that, but ordinary drugs, what do you mean?
You know, yeah. DuPont and those things.
Oh, you're
Obviously,
talking about explosives, yeah, all right.
Well, I'm only joking.
Yeah, they've said Custer had every gun designed from being president of the United States.
Oh, you've got
And
to
my aunt, honest to God, I'm telling you, and I don't think the English ever did anything to her. Oh, she hated the English?
Well, they
I
was.
have no idea why, but
Oh, well, her ancestors probably came out during the potato famine or something like that.
yeah, we came about in the 1850s.
Yeah,
So
that's
in
right.
Boston area, and then they came out here.
Which, in fact, was caused by the Irish passing an Act of Parliament or having something passed to allow them to farm differently to the old traditional methods, and the crops all failed because they changed their farming methods. It wasn't the English who caused it, it was the Irish actually.
That's the same thing that's going on around here. They can't imagine where the disease is coming from. See, I farmed for many, many years, and then I finally quit, and then I went back to college, and which now, those old methods are gone, and they're finding more disease all the time. And they're trying to kill it with spray. Well, of course, spray contains salts, and salts eventually ruin the plant.
Have you ever go for a wild root? Wild root green.
Yeah, well, look on the floor by your right foot there. I always show the kids that one, and a lot of people. That's hair. This is
That's all
up in
hair.
Starkweather, which is
Okay.
about 25, 30 miles north of here.
Right.
And it got mashed in. I asked a guy one time, he was in here, and I said, how in the world would that end up like that? Well, he said a combination of wild cream oil hair tonic and compression, and he said that's where the hair stayed. You could get it off, I suppose. You could destroy half the mat, or you could do it. Then I always tell the ladies about it. That's how they used to curl hair.
Oh, God.
I told Jim one day, I said, we should plug that in. He said, no, I bet. He said, we'd blow every fuse in the building.
We're on the 3rd floor now. Gone past my $2 allowance of electricity. The Devil's Lake Boy Concert Band. That's competing with all the boy bands around now?
Pardon me?
Is it competing with all the boy bands around now?
I believe it's no longer in existence.
They probably grew up.
Well, it was in existence for a long time. They called it the government band.
Oh, okay. X-ray machine. Well, like to be X-rayed by that, wouldn't you? Probably leave more in you than it found out.
Both of these.
Yeah. Oh, so. Oh, you left your head on the wall.
Yeah.
Just went up to Devil's Lake and we were trying to find some moose. We couldn't find any. Just got deer and elk and everything. Well, he's a bit angry, that one.
Now, these are all, most of these are African animals.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Money Rover had this collection. The reason they're a little yellow is because they were stored for quite a few years in a bar. So cigarette smoke finally got to them. I don't like seeing animals this way.
nah. Dentist. Let me sit you down and see how much torture I can cause.
I attribute a lot of the problems I've had with my teeth to those old dentists. They were brutal. I always tell the kids when I give a tour, that was Tom Clean's last patient. They look at no, I don't know where it came from. Somebody told me one time it was from prison later, but I'm not sure. And then there's something else in here. Nothing.
What on earth is that for? Cleaning or?
It's for trimming the edge of a pie.
Oh, okay.
How it got in there, I haven't a clue. But I'm sure some dentist used it to extract some pain somehow. My wife went to this guy, and he was towards the end of his career.
Yeah.
One time. And she said, I would never ever go back there again.
Oh, we used to have an old dentist like that we used to go to. He was in Changi prison for several years.
He was what?
He was a prisoner of war in Changi.
Oh.
But, yeah, and he used to have to do dental operations and everything there, and then he was our family dentist for years after that. Yeah, it's the view from the top floor of the museum. That lift, is it round?
Yeah, that's the thing. It got stuck up there. It hasn't never come down.
Oh, okay. Because I'm building a house soon, I was thinking I should have one of those. Oh, and I suppose I've got modern ones now. That's how the building was constructed. And then it just continued on. July 1991, still here. It's enough of that. So what we have is this